Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Mindset Makeover. And the purpose of today is to really look at clearing some of the money mindsets that you may have. And I know there's a lot of people here that maybe this is your first time. We've got a lot of people coming back. We're just going to go through this process fairly slowly. And the unique thing we're going to do today that's really exciting, not only are we going to identify some of the blocks that we may have, we're actually going to clear them today for everyone in the room and for everyone who's listening. So that's a fairly big call, but it's been my experience that that's, is what actually happens in this process. So we're going to get straight into it. And I'm going to go into the PowerPoint to make it able to see. So what we have here is the Money Mindset Makeover. And this is part of the visionschool.org for those people who want to know where it comes from. And a lot of people sort of say, look, who are you and where you come from? And I just want to do this fairly quickly because I want to spend most of the time actually clearing the stuff. But I am actually the chief visionary at thevisionschool.org. I've done most of the programs, not all of them. Most of the classes in there I've actually created. Most of them are clear blocks programs, clear blocks to money, clear blocks to health, etc. So we've got all those in there as well. I'm known as the blockbuster because this is what we're going to be doing today, is not just identifying the blocks, we're going to clear them. And we're going to clear them through a technique called light body alignment. And it looks like sometimes I'm going to be clicking my fingers, but we're actually shifting the energy. It's an energy system to clear the energy for you to put it back into alignment so it no longer becomes a stress. And for those people who are new, you'll get to hear people say a vision statement, which is what I'm calling them now. And then when they repeat that statement, you'll hear a difference in how they say it. So pay attention. And if you notice a difference in yourself, put that in the chat room so other people get to see it as well. All right. I'm also the creator of Conversations, an Inspirational Game, Magnificent Game. I've got the Scan Charts book, One Vision. I've starred and featured in the movie Vision 2020. And as I said, I'm the chief instructor at the Vision School. So I've been around for about 40 years, doing kinesiology now for over 30 years. So I've done a lot of this work. The biggest thing I want to look at the moment is what is the money ceiling? Now, this is the longest slide that we're going to look at, but I really want to get people clear about what this money ceiling is. The money ceiling refers to a self-imposed limit or barrier set on our income. This limit is based on our beliefs, values, past experiences, and self-worth. And what I've recognized is there are two approaches here. One is that we have a limit on what we consciously think we can make. And we also have a limit on what our subconscious thinks we can make. And we actually have to look at both of those aspects. It can turn up in different ways, such as limiting beliefs about earning money, feeling uncomfortable about charging high prices or asking for a raise if you're working, or experiencing fear, guilt, and shame around wealth. So we're going to look at all that today. And as I said, money ceilings, they can be conscious or unconscious. The effect of this, it can prevent an individual from pursuing their financial goals, taking risks, or seizing opportunities that can lead to greater wealth and abundance. And I want to look at each of those aspects here today as well. So really simple intent for today. I want to create a really clear intent. I want to shift straight away today some limiting money ceiling beliefs. And I want to start creating a new money mindset. Not just talk about it, but actually start that process. And then finally, what action do we need to take to create money and wealth? Because that's the important thing that we're trying to do here. We want to actually create money and wealth here. So I'm really excited about what we're going to be looking at there and what that actually looks like. So we're going to start rolling up our sleeves. Just before I do that, does anyone have just a show of hands? And the easiest way, because we've got numbers, if you want to speak, if you put your hand up electronically, which means you go down to reactions and you can raise your hand there. Otherwise, I won't get to see you. We've got more than a screen ahead of me, so I won't get to see you. But I'm really curious, does anyone know what their money ceiling might look like or why they've got a money ceiling? Christy, you've got your hand up straight away. So do you want to come on? So you need to just unmute yourself first.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm in the car, but I can put my video on for a little bit. Hi.
That's okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad I could join while
Thank
I'm in
you.
transit. So the question again was, what does it look like?
Yeah, what's the money ceiling look like for you? Like what's it in practice for you?
Well, I do try to work on like my self-limiting beliefs and energy, but what happens is my money starts to come in more, um, and then it stops. It like stops or it dips back down. So it's as it starts to go up, it's like this saboteur comes up.
Yes. Great. And that's really what happens, isn't it? There's a limit to what we do, and we almost bounce off it. Like it's almost, oh my, I'm earning too much. Fancy saying that to ourselves. You know, we may not do it consciously,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
unconsciously we go, oh, I'm earning too much.
Yeah. And there's the belief of like too much means too much, like too much work, too much overwhelm, maybe even too many taxes, too many, like everything increases, the chaos kind of increases.
That is fascinating. So what we're going to do while you're there, because you're brave enough to put your hand up, I'm going to give you the first statement we're going to clear.
Okay, I'm
And I want to
ready.
get into this straight away for people. So I'll share the screen because these statements are quite big statements here. So we'll bring the PowerPoint back up. And the statement is, and I'll get you to repeat this once I say it, please. I release any feelings of guilt or shame around money and embrace a positive and healthy relationship with my finances. And I might get someone to put that in the chat room because it's a big statement. We've got some fairly big statements coming up today. So, Christy, can you say that for me, please? And I'll
Sure,
say
I
it in
release
parts for
any,
you. I'll say it in
sorry.
parts. I'll say it in parts. So
Oh, I can also see it. I can see
okay,
it
great.
if you'd like me to say it.
Yes, please.
I release any feelings of guilt or shame around money and embrace a positive and healthy relationship with my finances.
Okay. So when I'm looking at this, what's really interesting is what's actually coming up is when I look at that for you, the key word that goes down on the stress is the word guilt. So there's some guilt around money for you. What's that about?
And something that I'm probably a little aware of is that there's judgment in probably my family of too much money. So why should I earn more if everyone else has sort of stayed the same, because otherwise I'll be judged.
Okay, judged by them.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for saying that because that's the number one reason, by the way, is that we place what we think we should be making according to our parents, or it could be teachers, or it could be our partner, you know, especially a lot of women who don't think they can earn more than the husband still, you know, it's that sort of old 60s sort of paradigm.
Yeah, the phrase is who do I think I am?
Right. And have you got children?
I don't.
Okay. I just want to take them from your parents. Do you think parents want their children to exceed want their children to exceed them?
Yes.
They do, don't they?
Yes.
And so we can actually honor our parents by letting that go.
Yes. I see that. Thank you. That's a great reframe.
Okay? Because it's a really important one. And it doesn't matter who the person is that you're comparing yourself to.
Yes.
All right. The second thing I want to say about this is with more money, you're going to be able to help more people.
Hmm.
Can you understand that?
Yes. Can I share something else I feel coming up is the
Sure.
guilt of not making enough
Yeah. Okay.
because
Yep. That's a
I
stress
should
as well. So
be
it's a
helping
guilt
more.
if you make too much and guilt if you don't make enough.
Yeah, because I should be helping people. I should be helping, even contributing to my household more and to growing my money, and I'm not, so I feel guilty there.
Okay. So I'm going to share with you that 10 years ago, I was on a disability pension. Like I was really struggling. All right. And I eventually ended up in a relationship where she was earning more than I was. And there was this whole judgment around her friends that I wasn't earning enough, to keep up with her. And then I started doing this work. And I was like the first example. So I've cleared myself and I started running programs. And eventually my income was far higher than hers. And all her friends were judging me for having an income that was too much than what she has.
Judgment on both sides.
Yeah. And so it was like, we just want you to fit the status quo and have a average income of what they all had.
Yeah.
When you haven't got enough, it was like you're not good enough, and you had too much, or you're sort of being greedy and all these other terms and all this sort of stuff. And I recognize that it wasn't my issue.
Yeah.
All right. And so guilt is one of the areas in our life that doesn't serve us at all, not just in money, in everything. And the classic one I have, I often work with men in relationships, and they'll say to me is like a statement like, "Oh, I'll never cheat on my wife because I would feel guilty." And I actually say that's not the reason not to cheat on your wife. Like whether you feel guilty or not isn't the reason. It should be about quality of character of who you are, right? Not about
Yes.
guilt.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I would love everyone to do is take the word guilt out of your vocabulary. That we're making choices based on our character, not based on feeling guilty. How would that feel?
That would be great. I try to be very mindful of my words, but I think what you said earlier was it's in the subconscious.
Yes. Well, some of it is conscious though for you. I'm going to let you know some of it is conscious. So we're
Yeah,
going to just blame the self-conscious, the subconscious
that's
on
true.
everything.
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
Does anyone else relate to that and would like to share? If you just raise your hand electronically, if there's anyone else that would really want to comment on that. And Wendy, we'll come to you because I know you're electronically. I can see your energy. Got your hand up anyway. So need to unmute yourself, Wendy. So Wendy, can you relate to that?
I can relate to that for sure. And not even just guilt, but shame.
Yep.
Just a very short thing is that money and shame from my childhood, there's shame in my childhood about getting money. So, because of abuse. So I think that shame is a big part of why more means I must be more shameful. I must be a bad person, those kinds of things. And even where I find it hard to ask for what I actually deserve for, I believe, the level of service that I give in my business, in the work that I do. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to look at that one as well, but I just want to look at this thing about shame.
Yeah.
What would happen in your life if you could just let go of shame today?
Oh my gosh. It just my whole body shivers inside. Like the release would be beautiful. And well, it would free me up. I must admit there's something else that wants to come in, but I don't know what that is. But to
Okay,
be
let's just deal with this shame at this point. We don't need to put everything in your life into this
yeah,
balance at one hit. All right. But I just want to recognize that that's actually there.
yeah.
All right. We'll do one more. Sydney, you had your hand up as well, and then we'll actually clear this for everyone. So Sydney, what did you have to say?
I wanted to say that I could really relate to the um, caught between both the guilt around not enough money and then the guilt around too much money. Um, that there was like there was no winning for losing.
Okay. So I'm sort of testing people as they go, and I want you to let you know
Hmm.
what doesn't come up for people is just as important as what does come up. And I'll explain that to you, Sydney, because in actual fact, you don't have any stress about not having enough money. The stress is having too much.
Mm,
Can you relate to that? You may not have thought
yeah,
of it before, but I'm just letting you know when you said, I'm at both
yeah.
sides,
It's
it's
not
actually
really
really only at one
mine.
side.
Yeah, it's not really my. I guess it's more the being made to feel. I guess it's really how I spend the money that I've made to feel bad about.
All right.
Then yeah. So yes, I get that. I get that about being the too much is more mine
Yep. All right.
and
So
I'll waste it.
back to the
Yeah.
statement, and what I'm doing now is I'm literally clearing it for everyone in the room. And this work goes beyond time and space. It's for everyone else listening. And what's interesting in clearing this, I get a little story, and most of it's coming up as sort of that, we talk about 0 to 7 as our formative years. But most of this work is coming up in that sort of 0 to 7 stage. So, Christy, I'm going to bring you back on if you can, and I'll get you to say this statement again for me, please.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting there. Okay. You can hear me, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I release any feelings of guilt or shame around money and embrace a positive and healthy relationship with my finances.
Wow. Can you hear the difference in that?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that is huge. All right. And I just want everyone, can we have a show of hands of everyone in the room? Just literally raise your hand if you can hear the difference when she said that. Because I want people to recognize you and to recognize so that your subconscious, your conscious can go, yes, there's something happening here. All right. And Wendy and Sydney, that's actually holding strong for both of you as well.
Mm.
Okay, Wendy, I'll get you to just rather than saying it again, how's it feel now when it was said again?
I really felt a shift. I felt as if I was saying it. Yeah, yeah, really strong.
Well done. And Sydney, what about you?
I sorry, we have a little background.
That's
Yes, I could feel it. It almost felt like somebody was shoring up my back. Like like I felt stronger in
yeah,
it.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. That's a really great way to start. I want to jump into another one. I know there's a few hands up, but I think we can. I want to clear a couple more here today as well, just while we're here. So let's go back to the other statements, and let's pick someone first. So I'm going to pick uh, Lexus. Can we pick you if that's okay? You've got your hand up still, so we're going to pick you because you're obviously keen to clear something here. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? It's been a while.
Good. How was that first statement for you?
I didn't get anything any different from either one of them for myself. Can hear it in her.
Yep. So it
And
may not be a huge stress for you, but I've got one here that I think will be a stress for you. So let's have a look at that one for you.
her.
So we'll go back to the statements and grab a new statement. And let's try this one. I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust my own choices. Can you say that one for us, please?
Love that. I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust in my own choices.
Okay. There's the stress is right throughout for you. Can you sort of hear that there's stress is there as you say that?
I totally can. And I totally resonate with this statement much more than the previous one.
Yeah. And it's not necessary that we actually have a stress with every statement that comes up. All right. Why do you think there's a stress for yourself on that one?
It's just so true. You know, it's just exactly what I've been feeling. I don't know, like we don't have enough time for everybody to hear what's gone on in my life, but I've had a lot of stress in the last several years. And last year I made a lot of money and then I made no money, you know,
Okay.
and so I'm all over the place. And I've been through years and years of trying to, you know, release whatever it is that was holding me back. And now I've got some kind of a change going on because I did release it or I wouldn't have been able to make that much money. But now I'm not making the money again. So like, what the heck happened?
All right. And some of this is life. Like I just really get a sense for you. Some of this is just life happening. That's the ebbs and flows of life. A lot of this is really about you trusting yourself. And I get a sense there were some options that you backed away from. "Oh, I'm not too sure about this. I want to stay." And it may have been a good decision. So there might be an aspect of being prepared to take calculated risks, if you like, not just throwing something at the window, but calculated risks.
Well, no, I had a hacker, right? And I was
Right.
making great money until I got hacked.
Okay.
And then I got very angry about the hacker. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to show you." And then within a few days, I realized that I couldn't do it without help. And I couldn't afford the help because I had the hacker. And suddenly I just felt the whole world collapse. And it's
Wow.
been a struggle ever since.
Okay. So we need to clear this judgment around this, otherwise it's not going to get going again.
I agree.
Okay. Tracy, do you want to make a comment as well for you? Tracy, you got your hand up there. Do you want to unmute yourself and make a comment? Hardest thing is to find the unmute button, which is normally down the right-hand side there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Is that all right now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Tracy, can you say the statement for me? It's in the chat room there. Can you just say the statement for me, please? It's I release the fear and judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust in my own choices.
Sure. I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust my own choices.
Okay. So it's coming up as a stress for you. I'm just wondering what made you put your hand up in the first place?
Well, I put my hand up because the first one I resonated with that, but probably more the second one. And yeah, I'm in a situation where I really had some financial challenges and also some health challenges as well. And I just feel like I'm at a low ebb at the moment.
Yeah.
And I just want things to improve. I also have a husband and he works from home and he has his own business. And I've been working on motivational and increasing our finances to coming to the home, to the business. And I feel that has been working for him, but he doesn't believe in any of this. Okay. And he just says, "Oh, you're in fairyland, you know, why do you want to do all that sort of stuff? Because it doesn't work." And so I have a lot of negative from him.
I'm going to call you on that because, again, what doesn't come up is just as important. The stuff around your husband isn't actually a stress for you. It's not a stress.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
All right. There's some self-judgment about what you think you should be doing. But whether he believes in it or doesn't believe in it is not actually coming up as a stress for you.
That's surprising.
Yeah. And so a lot of times it can be, but it could be, you know, that perceived, but you're doing the judging, not him, in a sense. He's right. Saying that. He's still picking it up because he's getting the benefits from it. So at some level, he's taking it on.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well done.
Interesting.
All right,
Okay, thank
Samantha,
you.
let's look at you as well. Let's go, Samantha. You've had your hand up. You've got your hand up for a reason?
Yes, because I have another word, and the other two statements don't resonate for me at all. And my word is unworthy or not deserving.
Yep.
And I had opportunities, no kidding, to make millions in the stock market if I had placed the trade, but I got so fearful I didn't place it. One stock went from $2 to 148.
Okay. So what I want to do here for you, we're going to do a really quick one in between here for you. Ready? Specifically, can you just say for me, I deserve to move forward financially?
I deserve to move forward financially.
Okay, and this is for everyone. So thank you for bringing that up. It's sort of part of this whole trusting your own choices. Take a step back, and we've got to deserve to move forward financially. So we're putting this extra one in here for you, and I'm just going to clear this for everyone. Okay, so that we all deserve to move forward financially. Okay, now if you don't want that, by the way, you don't have to accept the clearing, but I don't know why you wouldn't. But I'm taking it for myself as well. So, Samantha, can you say that again, please? I deserve to move forward financially.
I deserve to move forward financially.
How's that feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It makes me feel a little sad, actually.
Okay, I'm just letting you know we don't have to spend hours and hours on this anymore. We can clear the energy behind it, right? Now, the only thing I can't clear, by the way, is if you keep the old story about what used to happen. All right, and so we've all got personal responsibility to let go of our old stories and to know that energetically it's shifted, and then to see what happens. So well done. And there's a few people in the chat who've said they've picked up that one for themselves as well. We just did that one. There's a quick in between one as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tracy, I want to come back to you if we can. And I'm also just going to clear this. Actually, just for a clear, Tracy, can you relate to the I deserve to move forward financially for yourself? Can you relate to that one as well? You're on mute, just to let you know. Need to come off mute, that's all. Tracy? Same place that you did before. And Lex, if we're going to come back to you straight after as well. So, okay, while you're finding that, Lexus, let's do you. Can you relate to that one? I deserve to move forward financially.
I absolutely relate to that. I felt immediately after you did all the snapping, I immediately felt a release. I mean, I'm even smiling and happy right now.
Oh,
And
that's
pardon
awesome.
me for not turning my lights on, but it's really, really hot and humid where I'm at, and I'm not used to the humidity. So I've got my lights off. Sorry about that.
Look, that's fine. We're just going to clear the original statement for you as well. So it's like a double whammy for everyone
Awesome.
here
Thank
today.
you.
Okay. And this one, interesting. The other one was about childhood. This one is about the father figure, whatever the father figure was for you, that caused this initial belief, just to let you know. So I'll get you to say again, I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust in my own choices.
I release the fear of, can't even read my own writing.
The fear of judgment.
I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trust in my own choices.
Okay, awesome. How's that feel?
I feel great now.
Yeah, that is amazing. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All
And
right.
you're right about the father figure. My dad was a very successful man, but by the time I came along, I had older brothers and I was the youngest and spoilt one in the family. They were doing pretty good, and my brothers had taken over the business. And I heard many times that my father would talk people in and out of the sale because he would schmooze with them, and he was more about communication and engagement than he was about selling by this point.
Yeah.
And maybe I picked up on something like that.
Yeah. It is interesting. And what's really interesting, some of these statements are coming up for people who have done like the clear blocks to money flow and the clear blocks to financial freedom. And yet they're still being, this is all now just relating specifically to the glass ceiling. So really a great day to clear all this for everyone here today. So well done.
Thank you.
Tracy, can you say the statement for yourself as well, please?
Yes. I deserve to move forward financially.
Okay, how's that feel?
Now it feels a bit better. The first time I said it to myself, I went yes and sort of punched my hand in the air, went yes. And then when you spoke to me and asked me how I felt about that statement, I actually had like a bit of a knot in my solar plexus.
Right.
But now this time it's not there.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you say
Yeah.
also the second one? I released the fear of judgment about myself. That one.
I release the fear of judgment about myself regarding my financial decisions and trusting own choices.
Awesome. Well done. And this has all been about identifying our actual money ceiling. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's feeling a lot better now. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So we've sort of cleared some guilt and some shame. We've cleared some things. We've got one more major one I really want to look at. And this is actually about overcoming fear and doubt. And Kevin, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind coming on for this one. I know you had to change your schedule to get here today. Do you want to jump on and how's the
Hi,
class
Barry.
going for you, Kevin?
I'm fine. How are you, Barry? Thank you for inviting me to your
You're
group here.
Kevin and I
I'm
only met about
fascinated.
2 hours ago, wasn't it? So this is all sort of brand new to you. How's it going?
It's going very well. I realise that now I set my financial goals when I was younger and I achieved them. And now I find that they're limiting me because I need to move forward with more financial goals so I can share my story globally with people to help and assist people. But to do that, I need more money. I'm comfortable. I achieved the goals, but now the goals have changed.
Yeah. So we've got a new statement here for you. And the new statement is, I trust in myself and my abilities, and I am worthy of financial abundance and success. How's that?
That sounds very good.
Okay, I'll get you to say that for me, please, Kevin.
Okay, I trust in myself and my abilities, and I am worthy of financial abundance and success.
Okay, so it is actually coming up as a stress. Do you know where?
Yes, I'm getting warm. So when I get warm, I'm either releasing energy or absorbing energy. So I suspect I'm probably doing both, possibly. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, the stress specifically for you is on the last word, success. So having financial abundance is good for you, and I know it'd be great to have more money. Success is what scares you, because then you get known and people get to see you and all those sorts of things. Can you relate to that?
Yes, I probably can. I feel as though I am successful in my life's journey, but to be really successful, I need to do a lot more. Yes. So yes, that does resonate with me, and I thank you for that.
No, look, you're right. We haven't actually cleared it yet, but we'll come back to you in a moment. Does anyone else want to comment on that last statement? Anyone else want to relate to that last statement? Ariel, you've got your hand up there. How are you?
Hi, Barry.
Good from you. Can you say the statement for me, please? Have you got the statement written down? It's in
No,
the chat
sorry, I
room.
don't have.
It's in the chat room for
Sorry.
those who haven't got the statement.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll have a look.
So I'll just repeat after me anyway. I trust in myself and my abilities,
I trust in myself and my abilities,
and I am worthy of financial abundance and success.
and I'm worthy of financial abundance and success.
Okay. So it's really interesting. This thing about success is coming up again for everyone. All right. So part
Yeah.
of you sort of trusts it, but it's like, really, will this give us success? And that's the
Yes.
question coming up about it. So what's that mean for you? Why do you think that's a stress for you, Aria?
I think I have a fear around not just having money, but creating success, being seen, and underlying, I think it's this fear of survival,
Right.
or how I'm going to survive.
Yep.
How am I going to survive financially, especially because
Okay.
I've been injured recently?
Okay.
Um,
This
if I
fear of
can't move up,
survival that you've got is not just you. There's a lot of people in the room have got this. And it likes, what happens is like, I need money to survive. And as we do that, it actually deters the money from showing up.
yes.
So we really want to sort of shift that whole aspect of our, because it's a need, any need repels. It's like when people come up, I really need you. You go, oh, really? Go away, And so money has the same thing. And so somehow we've got to shift the energy around the needing to survive and just really trust in the universe that we're taken care of. And
Well,
regardless of what's happened, we've
apparently,
all been taken care of, whether we think so or not. Like we're all having
well,
this amazing experience called living on Earth.
well, apparently, as a soul, when I was coming to the planet, I had this fear come up. So it's quite a significant fear. It's more than just what's
It's come
been
up to be
created.
great. It's come up to be cleared. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, yes.
All right. We'll come back to you in a moment. Claudia, we'll just do you as well.
Thank you.
Claudia?
Hi, Barry. So for me, I've been trying to shift this for some time in terms of I believe that the universe has my back and that my needs are covered, but it's the abundance part, right?
Okay.
Like
No, it's not right, actually. Sorry.
But
Okay.
it's about creating abundance. It's
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. You know the theory. I'm going to hold you there because the very first statement you said, I know the universe has my back, came up as a stress.
Thank you. Yes. I've been working on that
I've
recently.
been working on that. That's actually more of an honest answer. Good. Okay. So we know in theory the universe has our
Yeah.
back, but we want to, where's the proof of this? Show me the money, So I just want, let's get real about this, about, the difference between a theory and what's actually going on. And there's no judgment here because this has come because a whole lot of different reasons throughout the world as to why this has actually occurred for each one of us. And we'd all have, we could do a 5-hour seminar on all our stories about what's happened and why and all those sorts of reasons and stuff. All right. But I think it's a really good one to clear in terms of letting go and really trusting in yourself and also trusting in the universe. Because the universe actually still has your back. All right. In actual fact, we're going to do a bonus one. I'm going to put this one in here. The universe has my back because that was a really cool one. So can you just say that for me to start with, please?
The universe has my back.
Okay, let's clear that to start with. It's just all this old stuff around it. Yeah, everyone who's clapping in the audience, I think more for themselves than you, but we'll take both. Okay. All right. So can you say again for me, please? The universe has my back.
The universe has my back.
Okay, so I can see a lot of people are really happy about this one. All right. So now let's go back to the original statement. And I trust in myself and my abilities. I am worthy. And this worthiness comes out again for you so much.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to clear this statement for everyone as well. Okay. Wow. Each one has been a little bit different about what we've cleared here. This is more probably teenager, and I'm actually going to go early teenager years. Can you relate to that?
Yes, big time. Yeah, there is a moment where I felt ashamed for having money.
Yeah.
And at the same time, had a childhood where I was ashamed for not having enough money and made to feel that way by family members. So there's definitely a sense of worth. Was I worthy to receive money?
Okay.
or how much I had cost my family for being.
Okay. So it's a really, really good one to clear. Can you just say for me again, please, the statement, I trust in myself and my abilities, and I'm worthy of financial abundance and success.
I trust in myself and my abilities, and I am worthy of financial abundance and success.
Okay, awesome. How's that feel for you?
Whew. The abundance, the worthy of financial abundance is stronger. Still felt a little funky when I shared it. And success, I feel, is clearing. And my abilities is definitely getting stronger.
Okay. So Claudia is joining the Life Vision mentoring program that starts in July, beginning of July, and you're going to get an opportunity to really shift even at a deeper level that area of success in your life. And that's going to be a really big one for you. So well done.
Thank you.
Ariel, let's bring you back on, and I'll get you to say the statement again for me, please, Ariel.
Sorry, I'll just go back to the chat.
Okay, I'll go. I trust in myself and my abilities.
I trust in myself and my abilities.
And I'm worthy of financial abundance and success.
And I am worthy of financial abundance and success.
Awesome. That's holding really strong. How's that feel?
Yeah, I did feel a shift in energy. I feel stronger in that statement.
Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kevin, we started with you. Let's finish this round with you as well.
Okay, well, I've learned something by listening to everybody. You are correct. Perhaps with success comes responsibility, and that's probably what I fear, and that's probably what's holding me back. I stay back in the background because I fear not the success, but the responsibility of the success.
Yeah. And there's still a whole lot we could spend time on that whole thing around responsibility, but let's do one step at a time here today. So can you say the statement again for me, please?
Let me see if it's on the chat. Well, you'd have to read it to me. I don't see it.
Okay, that's fine. I trust in myself and my abilities.
I trust in myself and my abilities.
And I'm worthy of financial abundance and success.
And I'm worthy of financial abundance and success.
Great. How's that feel?
It feels good. It feels good, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well done. Let's all just take a breath at this point. I've still got a couple of statements still to clear, but we're doing really well here. Has anyone got, Dr. Inga, you got your hand up there. Have you got a comment you'd like to make? How's it going today?
Yes, I can feel, especially the one with the last one that we're working on. I trust in myself and my abilities. That really hits my gut.
Yeah. Can you just say for me, I just want to do one more statement that's coming up, and it's really interesting. And I would take the assumption that your parents are no longer here. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's really interesting is we're talking before about causes and things like that. And one of the causes that's coming up really strongly for everyone that's coming up throughout today is about parents. And whether they're alive or not alive, the energy of them is still there. It's like they're still parenting us from the other side or still playing mum and dad from the other side. And I've just got a statement for you. Can you say, I advance from my parents?
I advance from my parents.
Yeah. And there's some stress still around that, even at this age, would you believe? So can you relate to that?
Yes. My father was an actor, and he would make a lot of money or he would make nothing. And when he made a lot of money, he just spent it. And my mother never got anything. She got like $10 at a time to go shopping. So I think it's something around there. I think I'm the one, I'm like my father, I just spend money.
Okay. So I'm just hoping that from today, with the statements we've done so far, as I kept repeating, this is about moving on and honoring our parents by moving on.
Okay.
We're actually doing them a disservice by holding ourselves back.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just clear that. Okay, can you say for me, please, I advance from my parents?
I advanced from my parents.
Okay, that's actually holding really strong. Well done.
Thank you. Feels better.
Yeah, a really important one. All right, let's put the screen back up and talk to you about like creating a new mindset here. And grab the new one. There it is. All right. So
Barry, real quick, there's a black box blocking part of the screen. I think it might be your chat, or there we go. Thank you for moving it.
I'll move it chat right out of the way. How's that? All right. So thank you for that. What I want to do is just talk to people about, I'm running a 3-week money stealing breakthrough program. And what we've done today is really uncovered the surface about what's going on. And I just want people really quickly just to let people know about this. And we're going to clear, we've really cleared about 4 or 5 statements today. Imagine what it'd be like if we cleared another 30 of them around the money ceiling. And what I've done is I've created 10 statements specifically around why people create a money ceiling, such as our parents, our teachers, and all sorts of other reasons about our social status and things like that. And not only are we going to identify it, we're going to clear those ones. And then in week 2, I want to actually have 10 ways to break the money ceiling. So we want to start chipping away and breaking the money ceiling, both in terms of the conscious and also in the subconscious levels as well. And then the final week, week 3, we're going to look at 10 ways in order to actually remove the money ceiling, which is ultimately what we want to do and not actually have a money ceiling there at all. And I'll give you this example from a really good friend of mine, Alan. And Alan did the Clear Blocks to Money Flow program. And in module 5 he was up to, and Alan was sort of estranged from his parents for about 30 plus years. 10 minutes after doing this module in module 5 in the Clear Blocks to Money Flow, he received a $30,000 gift from his parents. Number one, they rang him for the first time in 30 years. And then number 2, gifted him $30,000. And it was more than enough to pay off just a couple of debts to ride this worldwide financial contraction that we had during COVID with ease, clarity, and inspired action. And I think what's even more important about this is that Alan actually passed away about 12 months after that. And it meant that he had a connection and resolved any karma around his parents before that actually occurred. And I'm also going to be offering, for anyone that hasn't had a session from me, I'm going to gift a 15-minute individual session for anyone that hasn't had one yet. And that value is actually at $250. So, and actually the value of that is more than the course itself. And then to register to actually get into it, it's really simple. It starts next Wednesday. If you're live, if you're on the replay, it will already be there. And what would happen to your life if you could remove your money ceiling? What would happen to your life if you could remove the money ceiling? If you've got a phone, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get that. I'll put it back up again at the end. But I just want people to recognize what would happen to your life if you could remove the money ceiling that you've created. And if you can't remember and you forget all of this, you just need to go to thevisionschool.org. You go to more courses and you'll find the Money Ceiling Breakthrough course there as well. So it won't be hard to find if you have to do that. So it's been a huge journey today. We've still got one more aspect to look at here. And so we've looked at the idea of what's causing this money ceiling, and then we've looked at the idea of creating a new mindset. I want to look at this action, and taking action might be to do the 3-week program. And so I'm actually going to commit to clearing this stuff. All right. I've got one more statement, and I want to do it with someone. Art, do you want to come online? You've got your hand up. If you wouldn't mind jumping online. How's
Harry, good
today
morning.
been for you, Art?
Well, it's still only nearly 9 a.m. here in Melbourne. So how are you?
I'm doing really well. How's the class been for you?
Mate, it's been very interesting. In fact, David Tong put me onto you. He's loves your work.
Yes.
And just listening to quite a number of the people this morning has resonated. Kevin with the success portion really hit home. And for me, I've got a question that I would like to raise, which many others might as well, if that's okay.
Go for it.
I'll keep it very brief. So how do you transition from a job you've been in? For me, I've been in law enforcement for 29 years, and I'm obviously capped out at a significant rank, and I've been doing well.
Sure.
But I'm just on the end of finishing a law degree. I want to transition there, and there's that fear of, wow, are you going to go from one to another? You know you can make a lot more money, and then that success part keeps coming back because you have that safety net of knowing that every 2 weeks you get paid and everything's fine.
I'm going to answer that for you because, look, I originally was an accountant. You know, I started my whole career as an accountant for a number of years, which was really one of the worst things I ever did. I hated every day going there. And then I decided to become a teacher. And I absolutely loved teaching. In the back of my mind, I kept saying, oh, I could go back to accounting if I need to, you know, like it's almost that sort of if I need to. And within 12 months, you can't go back anyway because you've moved on. But you know, there was always that safety net inset. And then I had to leave teaching to become an entrepreneur. And it was like, I could always go back to teaching was in the back of my mind, you know, like safety net. Within 2 years, of course, I couldn't get a job if I wanted to because I'd been out for 2 years. And they're saying, what are you doing? And then I realized that it was everything around that is an illusion. It's just simply an illusion that we create to feel a little bit better for ourselves.
Right.
And one of the things, like when I created the conversations game, someone asked me one day and they said, what happens if the game doesn't succeed? Did you don't make as much money? You don't do this, you don't do all of that. You know, what would you do? And my answer today is the same as my answer then. And I said, the worst thing in my life would be if I didn't do it. Whether it actually succeeded or not is in some ways actually irrelevant. Like you're being called to do this. And I'm letting you know it's not even a stress. So there's nothing to clear for you around this. All right. But this is about trusting that inner knowing that that's where you're meant to be.
Right. Okay.
Can you relate to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Bobby, could I say something to Art?
Yes, certainly.
Hi, Art. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
What you just said there resonated with me. I was a police officer in the UK for many years, and I worked until I got my pension to give me that security so I could move on. It was a fear of not having sufficient money, but the pension reduced that fear, so then it allowed me to go on. I moved to Florida, set up a successful business. I've now sold that, and I'm moving on again now to another phase within my life. So you're where I was a few years ago, a number of years ago, and I think we all have that transition and maybe that fear of insecurity, of fear of not having money. I know that's probably been holding me back, although I feel secure because I've got that pension. And if I lose everything, I've still got that pension. So I think you're in that same position. So I would move forward and take the bull by the horns.
Thank you. Carl, can I bring you on? Because I've got one more statement. It is actually around this, but it's around this whole aspect about moving forward and taking action, which is really what I want to look at in the last couple of minutes. And Carl, can you jump on if you wouldn't mind? And how's today been for you, Carl?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Great. How's today's class been for you?
It's been really interesting, and actually, I just sent a quick message to Nancy. Thank you so much for filling in the chat box with all the pertinent information. I've been able to take many notes as a result of it, and no, I'm really enjoying myself.
Okay, I've got one statement in terms of taking action for you that may come up as a stress, it may not, but I think it will for you. Can you say, I am ready to move forward?
I am ready to move forward.
Okay, there is a little bit of stress, and it's interesting, it's just been in that conversation. Is there another level that you're ready to move forward on yourself?
There are many levels that I
Yeah.
need to move forward on myself.
Yeah.
Currently, yes.
So I'm just going to clear this for everyone. I really want to clear this whole thing about, should I do something? What's going to happen? And so I just want to clear this as well for everyone here. So can you say for me again, please, I am ready to move forward.
I am ready to move forward.
Okay, awesome. Well done. Thank you for jumping in on that one. I just really wanted to make sure that people had that sense about moving forward, because I think it's really an important process that we actually do here. So we're just going to wind up here. I'm going to give people a chance to ask any questions. Just before we do, that's the link again for those people who want to do the money selling class that starts next week. If you're live, the replays will be up for those people who need to do that. And we're going to clear 30 blocks at least, and there'll probably be a few extras that we throw in there like we did today. And I really want to go through and make a change in what our glass ceilings are, and say our because this relates to me as much as everyone else. So I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing here. I want to thank all those people who were courageous and put their hands up. I really appreciate that. We've got time, we've literally got 2 minutes, so we've got time maybe for 3 people who haven't spoken. If you want to put your hand up and just how was today for you? And I'd be really interested to hear from maybe some people who haven't yet spoken that want to. Mary Jane, let's bring you on. How was today for you?
It was great, Barry. Thank you. Lots of good reminders, but the absolute gift to me, if I could get through, was when you said for your own self, what would it be if I didn't try it, if I didn't do it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there I am. I'm right there.
Right.
72 2 weeks ago. It's time. It just is. There's no way to lose. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I really appreciate that. And Judy Lee, last comment. How was today for you?
Today was wonderful, and I really appreciate you. And I had a word come bouncing back through my memory from my childhood. And my mother used to talk about the word conspicuous. And it was related when you mentioned success, that to be conspicuous was a fate worse than death. And that really connected to me when we were doing the statement on success.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. We're just going to wind up here. Thank you everyone for being part. Please hang around. I'm going to do any questions at the end once we finish the formal class. Claudia, could you just want to jump on? Claudia's one of our mentors in Life Vision Mentoring. Claudia, how was today for you? Is there anything we've missed? Just want to make sure.
You did fabulous as usual. You didn't miss anything. And for me, the class was great. I love going to these because I always get more things released and just clearer and clearer. So it feels amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. For those people who want to share today, we've created the Vision School as a YouTube channel. You will get a replay for those people who have registered for today's class. It will also be available on the YouTube channel at the Vision School. So feel free to share that with your family and your friends to clear their blocks as well, so that we can clear as many blocks throughout the world as we can. So that we're going to put that up there as well. So thank you all very much for being part of today, and I'm really looking forward to what happens as we clear our money ceiling. Thank you, everyone.